Hello, welcome back to Core Finance. I'm Matt Brown. I'm joined by Nicole Elliott, Technical Analyst and Private Investor. We're looking at another currency pair that may or may not be of interest, certainly one to look out for in 2018, the Polish Zloty. And this is a quarterly chart, so we're really kind of going back to the days of, well, the euro. I remember it, not as if it was yesterday, but I do remember trading, and what a big day that was. Just talk us through this chart. It's had some ups and downs, but the Polish seems to be trading off against the euro, obviously on the quarterly chart. Where can it head from here?
Well, the reason I've picked this one today, actually, because Theresa May is in Warsaw.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
I thought that was sort of, come what may, we'll have a look and see what happens to the currency. But actually, poor Mrs. May, I do sympathise, because, I mean, she's just had the nightmare before Christmas, hasn't she?
Yes.
Her best mate, or anyway, certainly
a
uni colleague and deputy and right-hand bloke, Damien Green. What a wonderful name as well, Damien. I mean, it just had to be before Christmas, doesn't it? But anyway, so she's in Warsaw, and what I was thinking, first of all, let's have a look. This is a slightly different chart. I don't usually use these, but this squiggly line that you see at the top of the bottom is called a Bollinger Band.
Yes.
Okay, and what the idea here is that when the Bollinger Band gets tighter and tighter around the price, it suggests that it's due a breakout. So we're due a burst, one way or another. We don't know which way it's going to go, but Now, the purple line through the centre of the chart, that is the mean regression since the euro was introduced. And you can see we're pretty much on it at the moment and have been. And then around that, you've got one standard deviation around that mean. Okay, both up and down, the green line and the red line. So, I mean, this is really well-behaved currency at the moment.
For now.
And it hasn't had the sort of burst, the problems that we had in 2008 and 2002. But compared to loads of other currencies, this is very stable. And this is how you want it. This is really how you want things. And what's interesting here is that the Polish Law and Justice Party has had rather a bad press. And yesterday, the EU Commission decided to wrap them over the knuckles harder than they have been doing for the last 2 years, because they haven't taken a blind bit of notice. And yet it hasn't really affected the currency too much at all. What's also interesting is that the head of the central bank, Adam Glipinski, he is a supporter of the Law and Justice Party. Obviously, he's a professional, and so he will maintain his independence vis-a-vis Parliament. But, he's also on the side of the people that the EU hate. So
there's conflict of interest.
We've got a little bit sort of that could turn into a bit more of a mess. Now, the key interest rate here is 1.5%, so there is room for manoeuvre. We've got plenty of room either to cut and bring it back down towards the ECB's type of rate, or jack up interest rates to something more normal in what had been Eastern Europe. All the Eastern European interest rates are at record lows at the moment, so that's nothing new. But I do think, and I do worry, that rather like the pound and Brexit, where you sort of blinked and you missed it, and suddenly you'd lost 20% of the value of your currency or something like that. Now, I'm not suggesting this is going to be, because its past history is infinitely stronger and steadier than that of the pound. And Theresa May would love that, wouldn't she? A strong and steady policy and a strong and steady currency here. So, within the parameters of what we've seen, but I do think we can go from the sort of 4.25 zlotys per euro where we stand at the moment. I think we could easily go to sort of 4.5, 4, possibly even 4.75. So it's a bit of a move.
Breaking out of the Bollinger Band.
Definitely, that would, and I think it would be to the upside in that you can see we've spent most of the last 2 years above the mean regression rather than below it.
One to look forward to, certainly for 2018. In the meantime, Nicole, from all of us here at Core Finance and our viewers, thank you very much for joining us this year. Look forward to seeing you next year.
Merry Christmas to all the team.